Okay, y'all. It went off just when it was getting good, and it stopped on 2020. So I wanted to show y'all that 2020. I had to make some space, but let's get back to this because it was getting good. So Solomon say, "For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit, holy." He just called wisdom the Holy Spirit right there. He just didn't say Holy Spirit. He said Spirit holy. Same thing. For in her is an understanding spirit holy. One only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, no subject to hurt, loving, the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be let it ready to do good. Is those not the fruits of the Holy Spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something. I'm just trying to understand where y'all at with it, because I try to show y'all where I'm at with it. Kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power. Having all power. There it is. The Holy Spirit is the power of God. Also told to you in Second Ezra, when Ezra said, "All praise be to God of truth." He was talking about the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth. And he said she is the power of all ages, such and such and such and such. I get the scripture for y'all. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath. Come on, you now, y'all. Is the spirit not the breath? For she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of God in the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages, hold up, there it go again. Because I was talking about the second asteroids, but there go wisdom. Solomon say it right there. And in all ages, entering into holy souls. Do the Holy Spirit indwell us, go into us, enter into us? Come on now. Entering into thy holy soul, she maketh them friends of God and prophets. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Oh my goodness, y'all need to understand this. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. And this is why she said that in Proverbs 8, the last verse, that those who hate me, those who sinneth against me, those who hate me love death. Okay, and Solomon said because God is a hearer of his heart. Okay, he gonna listen to what she's saying. Like, okay, these people wronged me. Okay, just like a husband and a wife would do. If you disrespect a husband's wife, he gonna get right with you. Okay, that's just this is what it's saying. For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the orders of stars. Being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it was verse 5. Now, that wasn't the one I was talking about, but that was clear as day. I was talking about the chapter where he actually said, "Send her down from thy holy heaven." And I think it's chapter 5, actually. It might be another chapter. Okay. No, it might be more up. Bear with me, y'all. Trying to show y'all something now. Trying to show y'all something. Bear with me. So, you have to know the divine feminine. You have to be acquainted with the great mother if you think you're going to be born again, if you're going to go into this spiritual world. Your mother is your first teacher. This is why Solomon is saying she teaches things known and unknown. Okay? Okay, here it go right here. It's chapter 9. And 9, don't get me started about 9. O God of my fathers and Lord of mercy, who has made all things with thy word, and ordained man through thy wisdom. He ordained man through his wisdom, through the Holy Spirit. You have to have the Holy Spirit. I'm going to keep saying it. You got to be born again. That he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart. Give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. So look, let's go back to verse 3. And order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart. Ain't that what he asked for? Send me wisdom so I can judge this bird. He said, this is so great to judge the people. Send me wisdom so that I can judge righteously. Give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. For I, thy servant and son of thy handmaid, am a feeble person, and of a short time, and too young for the understanding of judgment and law. Same thing that's told to you in your Bible. For thou, a man, be never so perfect among the children of man. Yet if thy wisdom be not with me, he shall be nothing regarded. Thou hast chosen me to be a king of thy people, and judge of thy sons and daughters. Thou hast commanded me to build a temple upon thy holy mount, and an altar in thy city wherein thou dwellest, a resemblance of the holy tabernacle which thou hast prepared from the beginning. And wisdom was with thee, which knoweth thy works, and was present when thou madest the world, and knew what was acceptable in thy sight, and right in thy commandments. Ain't that what Proverbs 8 just said? I was there when he set the sea and the deep and the mountains on the thing, and the ground to its highest point, and etc. Oh, send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and preserve me in her power. So shall my works be acceptable, and then shall I judge thy people righteously, and be worthy to sit in my father's seat. For what man is he that can know the counsel of God? And what is she saying in Proverbs 8? I am the counsel. Or who can think what the will of the Lord is? For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind, that museth upon many things. And hardly do we guess aright at things that are upon the earth, and with the labor do we find the things that are before us. But the things that are in heaven, who have searched out? Question, who have searched these things out? And thy counsel, who have known, except thou givest wisdom, and send the Holy Spirit from above. There we go again. And thy counsel, who have known, except thou give wisdom, and send thy Holy Spirit from above. For so the ways of them which lived on the earth were reformed, and men were taught the things that are pleasing unto thee, and were saved through wisdom, and were saved by the Holy Spirit, through the Holy Spirit. Y'all better understand what I'm saying. Let's get second Ezra's right quick. I mean, I can go on and on and on with these scriptures, but I don't want to keep y'all all day for hours and hours and hours. It's actually first Ezra, chapter 4. So, and this is what Ezra said. He said, then the second that has spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye man, do not man excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king's is more mighty, for he is the Lord of all things, and have dominion over them. And whatsoever he commandeth them, they do. If he bid them, If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them, so it say, if he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. They slay and are slain and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well the spoil and all things else. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king, and cample one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down and eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest. And these keep watch round about him, neither may any one depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O ye man, should not the king be mightiest, in which such sort is he is obeyed, and he held his tongue? And then the third, who has spoken of woman and of the truth. This was Zerubbabel began to speak. So was Zerubbabel going to start talking about woman? They asking who the mighty is. Okay, listen to this now. Y'all need to understand what y'all scriptures is telling y'all, because a lot of people got it backwards. You need to understand the divine feminine. Now, I'm not saying that the divine feminine, is more important than the masculine. We're not going to do all of that. They're both important. But for some reason, y'all try to just only uphold the masculine and disregard the feminine. Vice versa. Some people try to only uphold the feminine and disregard the masculine. When it can't be either or, it has to be both. God made man in his image. Male and female made he them. And he called their name Adam. Not the man's name Adam. He called their name Adam. And Adam called the woman Eve. Did God call her Eve? No, Adam named her Eve. God called them both Adam because they were one. O ye man, is it not the great king, nor the multitude of man, neither is it wine that excelleth? Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them come they that nourish them up, that planted the vineyards from which the wine cometh. These also make garments for man. These bring glory unto man. And without woman cannot man be. Without woman cannot man be. So if y'all saying God is a man, then without woman, or he masculine, he has to have a feminine counterpart. As above, so below. Without woman cannot man be. Yea, and if man, because why? Without woman cannot man be. Why? Because you can't even be born. Okay, listen, you cannot be born. And this is the whole thing of what we're talking about. You cannot be born into the physical world, and you cannot be born into the spiritual world. You cannot be born again, and you can't even be born. You see what I'm saying? This is why the divine feminine is important, because people take this for granted. And if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? And what did it say in Proverbs? She is better than rubies, gold, so on and so forth. Saying the same thing. This is not nothing different. It's constantly repeating the same thing. That's how I don't know how people mess it up. Now, I hate that guy, luminous, quasi-luminous, the blood over intent dude, but he be like, you just can't F this stuff up. I just don't know how y'all effing this stuff up. And that's how I be feeling, like, you just can't mess this F up. How is y'all messing this up? Like, so I say, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife. And remember, of neither father nor mother nor country. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do you not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword, and he goeth his way to rob and steal, and to sell upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth into the darkness, and when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. Many have also perished, have erred, and sinned for women. And now do you not believe me? Is it not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him in Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and sitting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O ye man, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do this? Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. O ye man, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heavens, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasses the heavens round about and fetches his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. Who is the spirit of truth? The Holy Spirit. And all earth crieth upon the truth, and the heavens blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Ain't this what you said? No unrighteous thing shall come out of my mouth. No perverse things, no unrighteous thing. So it's saying wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of man are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them, and their unrighteousness also shall they perish. So Esdras is telling you the same thing, that disregarding the divine feminine, you gonna perish, because who gonna bore you? Who gonna bury you? Okay, you disrespecting this divine spirit, and you think she about to bury you into this divine spiritual world. I don't think so. You're gonna be somewhere in limbo, purgatory, waiting. Okay. Waiting. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong, and it liveth and conquereth forevermore. Wait, with her, now Esdras is telling us it's a her. With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. And with that he held his peace, and all the people shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things. Then said the king unto him, Ask what thou wilt more than this is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee, because thou art found wisest. So he said, then the king said, Ask what thou wilt more than this is appointed in the writing. It's in the writing, and he will give it thee, because thou art found the wisest. Wisdom, and thou shalt sit next to me, and shall be called my cousin. Then said he unto the king, Remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to the kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. Now we don't have to keep reading it, because now it's going to go into something else. But the point is made. I just read y'all different books saying the same thing over and over. Now, I don't know what it's going to take to get some people to believe, because I had a whole debate with a female last night who, even though I showed her all of these things, She still said the Holy Spirit is a he. Just because they mistranslated and put he, she is he. There's nothing that you can say to her. And it's sad because, like I'm telling y'all, you cannot be born again. I know she doesn't have, when people start talking about the Holy Spirit of he, I know they don't got the Holy Spirit. I know the Holy Spirit is not within them, because the Holy Spirit would tell you, like, hey, I'm a she, if you had the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit flees from deceit and those without understanding. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. So I'm going to end this video here. I mean, I can keep going with more scriptures, and more scriptures. But if you don't understand from the 5 or 6 chapters I done already read out of different books, Ezra's, Wisdom of Solomon, Proverbs, you can even go to Isaiah. Isaiah say, is it 29? I don't know. No, it's not 29. That's that one chapter I was reading one time. Isaiah 11:2. The Spirit of the Lord. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit